Good morning, traders. Gates W. Adams here. I am the host of the Trader Bacon Show. We are talking with traders who are funded and getting paid as funded traders who are, who are who are going to share their best tips, tricks, and tactics that are bringing them higher levels of success, and they're going to show how they're bringing home the bacon. So today, for our first interview, I'm going to be talking with Terrence Spence. Terrence is the host of his live stream, which is Roach Gang Industry. You can find him on YouTube. Just look for Roach Gang Industry and you'll see him. So let's go ahead and bring Terrence up on the show.
Welcome to the Trader Bacon Show, where we showcase everyday traders that are getting funded, paid, and bringing home the bacon. Are you ready? Because the Trader Bacon Show starts right now.
Let's go. Let's bring home the bacon.
Terrence, good morning, man. How are you doing today?
Hey, great rising, man. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. It's great talking to you again. So first of all, like I mentioned, I want to welcome you to the show. As we talk about everything that we're going to go through today, I just want to share the fact that, yes, you do trade live, as we mentioned. Right. Your YouTube page is, as I understand, Roach Gang Industry, right?
Yes, sir.
And through that, I know I've searched it. I've gone ahead and followed you as well. So anybody that wants to check out his live trading, go ahead and check that out. Yeah. So Terrence, we've had a chance to talk before, and of course, the reason is because you've been a successful paid-funded trader. As we have, as we've kind of explored before, I think it's a really interesting story how you got started in your world of trading, because I know, look, different people get involved in trading for different reasons. Everybody comes from a different background. Everybody comes from a different financial standpoint. And so I wanted you to share your story, because it's pretty interesting how you got into trading in the first place and how you've gotten to where you are now. Would you share that with us?
Oh, yeah. So I first started trading, basically, you could say a year and a half ago. When I first came here, I was moving around. I'm from Jamaica, so I was moving around. A couple of my cousins moved here, so they came here. I followed suit. We started doing pest control. That's why low-key got the name there for Roach Gang. So started doing pest control. Started, going into all these nice folks' house. You start talking to them, get a little comfortable. One guy I went to, treated his house, went in there. He was talking to me, this guy, but he really wasn't, basically present at all. I kept seeing him look over at the computer every couple minutes. He would be like, yeah, just go up there. But I don't know his house. So he's just telling me to go wherever, and I'm like, okay, I guess this guy doesn't really even care about the pest control. But what he did care about was what was on that computer. And then I was upstairs spraying, and I hear this guy shouting. He's like, whoa, let's go. Like $2,000-$3,000 for the day. And I'm like, okay, no big deal. I'm in this guy's house spraying for like 5-10 minutes. He just told me by the time I got in here, he's made $2,000. I don't know what it's about, but I literally went to the guy. I was like, hey, man, we're pretty cool. That's why I'm in here talking to you anyways. I'm not leaving until you show me what is on that computer. Plain and simple as that. He kept talking to me a little bit. He's like, oh, yeah, it's this, it's that. At the time, he had the graph up. He tried to show me some stuff, but I got no idea what's going on, But thankfully, man, I just feel like I did that job so willingly and so happily, and I met this guy. And it wasn't right away, because I told him, I was like, man, you got to send me the stuff. He's like, yeah, I'll send it to you. He didn't send it to me right away. It was like maybe a month or two later. I forgot all about it. He texts me. He's like, man, I got a little busy, but he just sends me everything. And once he sent me that, he just opened the door. I just went on YouTube, like anything possible, and just started getting the sauce, from all these different people to make my own.
So no pun intended, but pretty clear that you got the trading bug that day.
Oh, yeah. No, literally got the trading bug that day. Helped out.
Right. So, okay. So you start kind of going down that YouTube rabbit hole, and of course, there's so much content there. There's just so much that you can look at, that you can find. What ultimately was the direction that you took when you started going down this road? What were you attempting to learn specifically to move into that world of trading?
Yeah, so I feel like I'm a pretty fast learner with a lot of stuff, and I've done this most of my life. Like coming from Jamaica again, I didn't play any sports. I remember starting playing soccer in like 11, like maybe ninth, 10th grade. You know, that's pretty late for somebody to start. But I always would focus on the process. And I would look at the best guy and I'd be like, I'm trying to do what he's trying to do. So I call that kind of like profiling. And that's literally what I did on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. I just started profiling people. Okay, so who's consistent? Is he talking about the same thing every time? Is he really giving me a reason to enter the trade? Even though that doesn't help, but it makes you feel good, right? And then I didn't know anything, didn't know any lingo, just kept watching, digesting. Okay, I like what this guy's doing, take this. Like what this guy's doing, take this. But then I think what also changed my game was one of the guys I found there. He was really telling me to focus on psychology, not just the strategy from very early in my trading career, you know, and I hear that that's what you find later, but I found that so early, which I feel like gave me the real boost of seeing what this is. It's like a head game, a mind game. And if you don't really know that, you try to learn all these other things, like you said, down the rabbit hole, trying to learn this, trying to learn that. But that really set me straight right there from off the rip.
You make an excellent point, because trading is, different people are going to quote it differently, but I've heard anywhere from 80 to 90% of the trading game is mental. The reality is learning a strategy is just, let's face it, it's just not that complicated. Right. Executing your strategy when you have money on the line is a completely different story. And that is, in fact, the mental game in that trading psychology. So this was a big focus of yours from the get-go, it sounds like.
Right. Yeah. And I feel like that's what gave me the push, because I was always focused on, okay, make sure how I feel. Worry about protecting how I feel. Check in on how you feel during the trade, before the trade. Okay, just focus on the process, not the money, kind of blur it out. It doesn't make sense, right, at first, because we're all here to make money, whether we want to, admit it wholly or not. But it's like the craziest paradox that if that's your focus, this is never going to work, in my opinion. If that's your sole focus, you're just going to be running around in the circle. So, yeah, man, I really think that propelled me really forward. And then that psychology helped me to get comfortable with the strategy, because to then learn the strategy, you have to take it yourself, and be comfortable with it, again, executing. So then the head game really put me in a place where I understand you're going to lose some, you're going to do this, it's okay. Just keep shooting. And then you get the feedback of what you want. I'm very comfortable in what I want, I know I'm only not feeling comfortable when I'm taking something I'm not supposed to be taking.
Right. I think we've all experienced that a time or two. Right. So, as you went through this process and trading psychology obviously being a big portion of what you were doing, could you, in a nutshell, define what your trading psychology is, what it is that goes through your head that keeps you focused on your intent and not necessarily the results of the last trade?
So it's like really right as soon as I wake up, I feel like it's a whole process I have of building myself up to trading every day, starting with meditation. And that's like putting myself in the trance of surrender. Like, it's okay to not know what's going to happen. We're never going to know, I don't care how long I've been trading, and I don't think it matters how long people have been trading. You're going to wake up some days and it's going to be scary, or it's going to be iffy, right? And it's like learning those days, learning how to still go through that. And then at the same time, think positive. The result is okay. It's just feedback. The loss has nothing to do with me. I don't make anything happen. I will never be able to make anything happen. So more of the surrender part. And I'm so focused on my strategy. I have it broken down where I'm counting numbers, like 0, 1, 2, 3. That's my strategy. I know what I'm looking for down to a very simplified base of 0, 1, 2, 3. I have my strategy, my ATM already set up for the day, how many contracts I'm trading for the day. People might not think that's important, but I set that either from the day before or the morning or the night before, I should say. So when I come to trade now, solely focused on process, There is no money in thought. Like I don't even have, how you can change your profit when you're in the trade.
Right.
I have it to ticks or I have it to points. I don't even know how much money I make till after the trade. I know I'm looking for 10 points. That it's all going to happen in different ways, right? So it's just processing how to manage the turbulence of the trade to 10 points. Win, lose, mark down the feedback, move on. But it's really the self-talk and the self-observation the whole time. You gotta keep really watching yourself from like here, even though you're sitting in the chair, right?
Right.
And I think that's really what it is, though, that helps me. Like by the time I'm really trading, like I said, I'm only focused on solely what I'm looking for. The money is not a thought. I know when I'm thinking about the money, either size down or kind of step away, because that's how you get in trouble. That's how you get in trouble, in my opinion.
Sure. Well, you've sent me a couple of screenshots here, and if we can get those up on the screen, because of course you talk about exactly what you're looking for before you enter a trade, and based on different factors, you're going to trade a different amount of contracts, or you're looking for a different target.
Right.
So, and I'll just, of course, express the caveat before this that first of all, this is not to be taken as trading or financial advice. This is obviously for educational, for entertainment purposes only. And this is the way that it works for Terrence. I'll tell you right now, the way that I trade, my strategy is completely different from Terrence's. And your strategy may be similar. It may be completely different. You may get something out of this. You may not. But the whole point of this is Terrence went down his process to learn what works for him. In doing that, he's managed to develop the mindset of a trader and not being overly concerned about the wins, the losses, as we all have gone through before. So Terrence, if you would, share with us a little bit about what your strategy looks like. What are you looking for on this very, I guess it looks like a pretty small screenshot here.
Okay.
See if I can increase this a little.
I got you. Yeah, there you go.
So what are we looking at here?
So also, you see how I'm focused on psychology. So is my strategy. So we will say, maybe for not a superhuman, but a natural human. If he tries something once, he might try again, right? Or she might try again. They try the second time, they usually give up. Plain and simple, right? We can all agree on that. At some point, we've tried something twice and then, okay, that's enough, right?
Sure.
If you do try the third time and you give up, you're probably not even going to go close to this thing. So I basically look for the same thing. If right now we can see, if we filter the price, we can see there's more of like a downtrend coming on, right? From the top part right there, right?
You're talking about over here.
Yeah, so that information I'm taking, I also have what I call a trend line rule. So I know this should get a new extreme, which is basically taking out the low in that trend line, right? Where you are right there. I'm looking for that to drop and go down, right? Okay, so I see that happen. Now, what am I looking for? Remember, like we said, we're looking for this 2 attempts, right? I have that high right there. It broke below the EMA. So now I'm looking for 2 attempts into the EMA that basically get rejected. Okay. Now, people might complicate it. That's as simple as what I'm looking for. Bars to break below, above, below, above. You can see right here above my right side, you see how I like the trend right there coming up.
Your channel up there.
Yeah, so it's basically the same thing, right? I got my wide trend line. They tried once to go up. It came back down, almost broke the low, but it didn't. They tried the second time to go up, and right where I have that green bubble right there,
right,
I would enter right below that, looking for the low to get taken out. And then you see I have my red level, which I usually mark up the day before, the night before, the morning. Now my target would be to the red line. As you see, also my risk to reward matches right up with there. So now that, as simple as it sounds, psychologically wise, they tried twice to go up in a downtrend. Not what you should be doing, right? So I always sit and wait for what I think is a mistake, right? Everyone has a mistake that they think, but then we get trapped and then it's not really a mistake. But usually that's what I look for right there.
Now, what if I can ask? What are you trading on this chart?
That's NQ. So I trade NQ. Yeah,
Okay.
Sometimes ES, but usually always NQ.
The movement on NQ, obviously, for some people it's too fast. For some people it's just more opportunities. So it really just depends on what you're seeing and what you like to trade. Okay, so with this, so this was your entry right here, and you're looking for that short, and this is your target. Obviously, this ended up being a winning trade.
Right.
So is this the only setup that you really look for?
So I have this setup, and I flex this setup back and forth. I also now have a range setup that we'll get into, but this setup, I basically flex back and forth. So like I said, there's a downtrend. I'm going to wait for the people going up twice because we're not supposed to be looking to go up, right? When they get trapped, and where their stop loss is usually where I enter, where people are getting stopped out. That flush, I'm looking for 10 points. So even we don't really have to see the number from here to here, that flush where they just got trapped, 10 points. I basically lock that in for the day. The rest is all gravy. I don't care what happens after that. Luckily, it works out sometimes. Sometimes it don't. So I make sure as the market gives me, funds and provides me opportunity, I lock it down. Now maybe we can skip to the other one. I'll try to flex and show you the other setup the other way. So this was going down. They were going up. So that's what we call the second entry long failure. And again, I'm teaching these all day long. Okay, perfect.
We're wanting this guy here?
Yeah. Okay. So I can show you this one real quick, and then I'll show you the other one.
Sure.
So that one we flex back and forth. This one is for the range play. I don't like trading in the middle of the range at all. As you see, I don't even participate. I don't even look at it. But what I will look for is the break and the retest. Just like how I like the EMA, great if it's there. But the EMA is basically like my backboard for the trade, right? If it goes up and it comes down and it pushes up, then it gets slammed down. The EMA is really informing me that there's more sellers in the market right now. Kind of like when you shoot a basketball, it hits the backboard, right? It's giving you some assist and really putting it the way you want it to go. So we don't know what's going to happen, but the EMA can give us more insight for the predictability, right?
So real quick, I want to address a question that has come up, and I think this is a question that a lot of people have. What is the time frame that you're looking at?
And I trade the 2K tick chart, so 2,000 ticks. So
okay, so we did all right, yeah. All right, and so this is the breakout that you found here, and of course this is the retest right here.
Exactly.
And this is where you entered.
Boom, right there. And if you will realize again, I'm just gonna mark it out right from that big green candle right there, right? That broke out.
The breakout right here. Okay.
So I start counting and I go to the highest high, right there. Boom. And then now watch the same count, right? I have a first entry short. It breaks back up. And then I have a second entry short. You see what I'm saying? So it broke down, then it broke up, then it broke back down, and it tested off 21. Same exact strategy as we did before. Now this is a range play. I'm thinking more uptrend. So should I be looking to go short? No, right? I'm just waiting for the shorts to get trapped, enter right where they're going to get stopped out at. Boom, get my flush. And as you see, this one would have worked as well. But obviously, they don't all work. We know this. We're traders. But more times than not, I will say everyone has their percent for their strategy. I would say 65 on a great day where the market is clear, and I'm really seeing it, in my opinion, 80 to almost 85%. If you just be patient and wait for the mistakes, which I think a lot of people should be doing more often,
Well, and I think what you're describing is something that I've is something that I do in a different format, but it's not trading the market, it's trading the traders.
Right.
So what you're looking for is behaviors versus, the price movement, of course, is the result of the behavior. But what you're looking at is what are the traders doing to make this retrace or to make this break out. And that's giving you the information that you need to make that wise decision. Is that pretty accurate?
Yep, exactly. And the signal bar is my last little piece of filter, again, from the traders, because if they get trapped, they will give you a very nice signal bar like this green bar. We obviously know this bar started red. Yeah, exactly. We obviously know this bar started red, act like it was going to break down into the range, but we're patient. We're thinking up, so we just wait. And when this bar clearly shows you they got trapped, comes back up, not really a hammer, but an extended hammer and it gives that to you, you really just want to enter that looking for it to take out the new high. It's clearly showing you, this range here is support. And of course, the handy dandy 21 EMA right there following us. We love that.
People love their EMAs.
Exactly.
So okay, yeah. Do we want to take a look at the other one? What do we have?
Look at the other one real quick. We'll see.
And real quick, I wanted to add to address. Yeah, some of these charts are pretty busy. I would consider these charts really busy for me as well.
Yeah.
But then again, anybody who looks at my charts, I mean, people's eyes will cross. So ultimately, what I found is the information that makes sense to me, just as Terrence has found the information that makes sense to him. So you look at something long enough and it starts to make more sense. And I think ultimately that's going to be different for everybody as well. If this is not your style of chart, then obviously this might not be the best way to look at it, but obviously there's multiple ways to look at it based on that last chart. So
yeah, and if people do tune into my live stream or even wherever we're teaching or something, they'll see why it looks so busy. But this busyness is really me following the price.
Sure.
Hold on a second. There we go. Yeah, this
I gotta say, I love the colors.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the next thing I was gonna get into. I keep it colorful because I don't want to not waste brain energy, but I don't want to spend too much tedious brain energy then re-looking back at the price, what it did. When I draw it and I color it, I can see right what it did. There's an uptrend right there. Even if we look at the strategy right now, just from me showing you guys twice, you can see there's a down leg out of the uptrend. I'm looking for the uptrend to get a new extreme. So that last high inside the uptrend, I'm looking for that to get taken out. Now there's an uptrend. Should I be looking to go short? Probably not. I got one down, that pullback, second down. Again, showing you really nice trap bar, 21 EMAs holding, enter right above that bar.
Now, on your stream, are you pretty explicit on how you determine your levels and really the visuals of what you're looking for? These screenshots are a little small. Obviously, they don't fill the screen. So is that part of what you do on your stream? Is explain where you're getting all of these numbers from?
Yeah, and I'm literally teaching everyone how to count every day. It's helping me learn more and more, but I'm like, let's say you just freshly come on and you ask me what's going on. I'll spend a few minutes with you showing you what's going on. I have a zero a zero at the top, zero at the bottom. So I'm constantly showing you when I'm counting the first entry short, pullback, second entry short, or I'm showing you the second entry long in the first. So you could literally, if you watch my stream, you could just count along with me. More time than not, it's going to teach you the price action. You can learn other strategies, but this is all price action, right? So you're going to have to learn this regardless.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and pop that out there. So again, we're not trying to teach a strategy here on the show. Obviously, that's something that you do on your stream. And if somebody wants to take that a little bit further, by all means, go check them out. I've spoken with Terrence multiple times, I guess, starting 2 or 3 months ago. And I mean, he just continues to get better and more consistent. Now, you talked a little bit about, some of your averages. You're typically winning, about 65, 70%, you said?
Yep, around there. Uh-huh.
Okay. What's a typical win for you per contract as far as ticks or dollars or however you want to present that?
So per contract, I would say about 10 to 15 points, which is then to $300, $200.
Sure.
I keep it very simple. A lot of people don't believe me, but my target is literally 10 points for the day. Whether I go 1 contract, 3 contracts, 6, it's 10 points. So at the end of the day, it's really $200 is my goal for the day.
Now, at the very height of that, as a funded trader, you don't just trade one account, do you?
No, and that's the key right there.
What is the most accounts you've traded at one time on one trade?
20, man. I've traded all 20. And I've traded almost, I think that was 4 to 6 contracts. So in total, I was way over almost 40 to 80 contracts.
Wow.
I can't do that in a regular account. I need a lot of capital right there for that. Not that much, to be honest.
Not to mention, if you just took that and traded that many contracts, even if you had a big account, until you've been doing this for years and years and years, you said you're a year and a half in. Yeah. Psychologically speaking, seeing that number might be a little daunting for a lot of traders as they're getting down that road. Whereas if you're doing it across the 20 accounts individually, it has less of that effect. So real quick, as we wrap everything up, we've just got a couple minutes left, and we're about to do the giveaway for the evaluations. How would you say trading and being a funded trader has changed? Because when you started trading, did you have the capital to set up a good $10,000, $15,000 trading account?
No, sir. I just kept telling myself, learn the skill. And then boom, you guys showed up.
So you moved into being a funded trader with Apex Trader Funding. And how has being a trader and being a funded trader affected your life without necessarily going into the personal aspect of how much? I know we are talking about multiples of 5 figures within a month.
Yep.
What's happened to your life?
Man, my life is just I don't know. It's eye-opening now. I like changing, mindset changing. And I've just changed not only my life, my family's life from trading, which is why I'm so healthily obsessive with this thing, like, man, I'm from Jamaica. If I make money from a computer, I don't care what anybody's doing. I just sit at the computer. I use my brain and I bring capital in. It's not all the time, but it happens, right? Coming from there, that's crazy. All my family is here now. Like in
then you brought them there, is that correct? When you say here, you're talking about main stateside.
Yeah, literally from Jamaica to the United States, all of them here. My brother is actually coming here in 2 weeks. My last brother is coming here. So again, we don't want to knock anything. If I was doing a regular job or something regular, this is not happening, I don't care. This is not happening that easy, and it's not happening this fast, and it's just not occurring like with this type of emotional bliss or effortless thinking, like you don't have to work so hard. If that clicks and you just stick to that, and then that's how you produce, life really just becomes like woosah. Really, I meditate a lot more because I feel like I know it's just my brain. It's just my brain. Just use your brain, focus on how you feel. And people say, trading is for money. I know, yes, we're going for money, but trading is like my self-mastery. You have to deal with when things don't go your way. Day after day, be calm, be relaxed. Next day, brand new. That's a skill in itself. Forget trading. A lot of stuff happens in life. And if you don't know how to deal with it and get your emotional control, we're going to be in some trouble all around. And this forces you to do it. I have to do this every day. I have to get up and work on myself. If I want to make more money or perform well, I know I have to work on myself today, which is, man, I enjoy that.
Well, and you've mentioned it a couple of times, and I'll say I do the same thing. I meditate for 20 minutes before I trade. If I don't trade. Just being present in the moment. I will tell you, when I've tried to trade before, when I've been unsuccessful, one of the biggest things that I can look back to is I would sit there and stare at my screen, and then I would pick up my phone. I would get distracted. I really just would not be in the moment.
Right.
And for me, that meditation, that 20 minutes changes the entire dynamic of the entire trading session. So a huge part of the mental game for me, obviously, as it is for you as well. And so I do want to thank you for sharing that. So my understanding is I think we've got some giveaways. Zunaid, I think if you're in the background, let's talk about hooking some traders up here.
We sure will. And matter of fact, so here's the best way to do it. Roach, by the way, it feels so weird to call you that and then compliment you in the next sentence, but love your story, man. Love the story. What a great interview. And it was just great to hear how you started, where you are, and bringing the family home. Man, listen, as an immigrant, I love that. That's awesome, dude. So here's what we're going to do, Gates. So you guys can go ahead and spam 1 in the chat if you would like to go ahead and get a free eval account. You don't have to pay a single dime. We go ahead and give you the code that you would go ahead and enter, and then you will go ahead and get 50% off for any monthly fees that come up after that as well. So go ahead and spam 1 in the chat if you'd like one of those. And as that kind of gets going, again, it doesn't cost anyone a single dime. as that gets going, if we get enough people, Roach, I'd love for you to kind of pick out who the winners will be. And then those individuals can reach out to me and I'll go ahead and hand out the codes to them. So we've got a couple of people coming up here, but are you looking at anything while they're typing one in the chat? I'll see now they're flooding them.
Oh,
yeah.
Here
they come.
So you can go ahead and pick out, you know what, let's go ahead. And I think we've got 6. If I didn't check the codes, Gates, to see if they were the same ones that I had last time.
Okay.
But go ahead.
I didn't either. I think that if we falter, if we got some duplicates, we can get with everybody and make sure that we get the right ones.
All right. Well, it's all you, buddy. Roach, you go ahead and pick out 6 individuals. And then if he goes ahead and calls your name, right, go ahead and send me a DM. You obviously have my Twitter handle on the top right, and then we will take care of y'all.
All right, let's go. So we got Roach Gang. So first we'll start with Raz, Razz.
Cool.
We got, let's see, Stangam Trading. That's funny. We got that one. Let's see who else we got in here. Ashlyn C.
All right.
We got that one. And then let's see what else we got. Jamaica. We got some Jamaicans in here. Let's go. Kingdom Love, Nikisha Gordon. We'll take that one.
All right. You got 2 more.
2 more? Okay. Let's see who else we got in here. Let's go. Any new people? Let's see. This is Your Second Half Life. I like that name. That's pretty cool.
I gotta find that one. Let me see. Oh, I see it. Okay, yeah.
And then we got one more, right?
Yep.
Let's say JG.
JG. Awesome. Cool. All right. So if your name was called out, again, go ahead and send me a DM there. You see it on the top right-hand side. If you don't have Twitter, you can also go ahead and shoot me an email. And what will happen is once you go ahead and win, I will compile this list, make sure you guys get the codes, and also your email address will be sent over to the Apex folks to make sure that it was the right individual who got it. But congratulations to everyone that went ahead and won. And we're going to do this again. We're going to do this again next Monday, have another great interview, and have additional 3 more eval accounts given away. But I mean, what a great conversation. Really appreciate you joining us here. And Gates, way to debut yourself, pal.
Oh, man.
Thank you.
This was awesome.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, yeah, I was saying this was awesome. I'm listening to all you guys. This was all awesome.
Well, I sure appreciate everybody here, Terrence. Without a doubt, it's been absolutely a pleasure getting to share your story on here. Obviously, we've had a chance to talk about it before, but I love getting this kind of information out. We will be back weekly, Mondays, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I will have a new trader with me every week, and we will be talking about different tips, tricks, and tactics to bring home the bacon. So thank you guys so much for showing up. Love you guys. I appreciate you all. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday. Have a green week, and we'll see you guys on Monday.
Let's go.
Welcome to the Trader Bacon Show, where we showcase everyday traders that are getting funded, paid, and bringing home the bacon.